Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar of this awesome solution, the subscription and recurring billing management. A smart way to manage subscriptions, recurring billing, tax calculations, and much more. Now, let us see how this webinar has been organized. So the lines for all the participants are muted. However, please feel free to use the chat window to ask any questions. And at the end of the webinar, I'll try to answer most of the questions, if not all. My name is Ninad, and I'm the Business Development Manager for iNogic. Speaking of iNogic, we are a leading service provider and ISV for past more than a decade. We have exclusive Dynamics 365 products. We are very much active in the Dynamics 365 community, and our blogs are very much popular and appreciated by the community. We truly believe in the philosophy of one-click solution, which is building productivity apps that reduces multiple steps which otherwise a CRM user has to take. Now, as you can see on the slide, we have various applications on the offering. I would like to take a moment and very briefly describe some of them. The first one that I want to touch base is Maplytics. Maplytics is certified for Microsoft Dynamics 365 and it helps businesses around the world to plot, plan, visualize, and analyze the Dynamics CRM data on a map. It offers seamless mapping services. Key features include managing territories, route optimization, smart appointment planner, and many, many more. One of my favorite app is the SharePoint Security Sync. It is a comprehensive solution for integrating Dynamics 365 with SharePoint. It also synchronizes the security privileges from Dynamics 365 to SharePoint to ensure secure, reliable access to your confidential documents. Apart from developing these awesome applications, we are also SI. We do assist partners and customers with offshore development services. So in case you have any requirement ranging from customizations to even world-changing ideas, I would request you to get in touch with us on crm@inogic.com. So let's see what is the agenda for today. I will start with the challenges faced with subscription and recurring challenges. Then we will see how we can manage and streamline the subscription and recurring billing, followed by a small yet effective demonstration. And then I will open the floor, of course, via the chat window for the Q&A session. So what challenges I'm talking about here? Difficulty in streamlining recurring billing processes in Dynamics 365 CRM. That's the first challenge. Moving ahead, we have very little to no flexibility in scheduling the invoices or the sales orders on daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Keeping track and sending the reminders for the payments and renewals manually. And finally, calculate penalty on delayed payments and taxes manually. So ideally, what does any subscription or a recurring based companies work like? Now, first they generate their business either with the help of the partners or they might self-generate using various methods. In case they are generating their business with the help of any partner, they might offer a certain partner margin. Once the business is confirmed, then they need to manage the recurring invoices. In real world, sometimes the payments are delayed. We hope it's never delayed, but that's how it works. So we need to manage the delayed charges. One way to avoid the delayed charges is to send out timely reminders to the customers. And also we have some terrifying tax calculations, and sometimes the taxes differs geographically. Our solution, the subscription and recurring billing management, seamlessly covers all the facets that we just witnessed with help of some schedules. So we can have a flexible billing system that lets you automatically bill annually, quarterly, monthly, or even daily with the help of subscription schedules. We can also set up the delayed charge schedules for penalty calculations on overdue transactions. We can also have the reminder schedules, which can send automatic reminders to your customers regarding their upcoming or past due payments. With the help of the margin schedule, we can set up the margin details for the margin that will be paid to partners, resellers, etc. And also we have the tax schedules, which we can create with the help of the tax schedules to calculate the taxes. To take it a step further, the subscription and recurring billing management comes with an intuitive dashboard, which gives you a lot of insights. So let's come to the app of the moment, the subscription and recurring billing management. So what exactly is the subscription and recurring billing management? For whom is it useful? Well, simply if you have a product or a service that needs to be billed after a certain duration, then the subscription and recurring billing management is your answer. Let's see the subscription and recurring billing management in action in this live demo. So let me just switch to my CRM window, and here it is. The beautiful dashboards, the visualizations that comes with the subscription and recurring billing management. At the start, we have the monthly recurring revenue and the annual recurring revenue. Now, the recurring revenue generation actually indicates some kind of stability. Now, as the organization expects to receive the revenue every month, the recurring revenue model creates a tighter relationship between the company and its existing customer base. And what better if you can see and observe these values day in and day out with our solution, the subscription and recurring billing management. Further, we also have, let me just show another parameter, the average revenue per user. Now, we all know that the average revenue per user allows businesses to deepen their analysis of growth potential on a per customer level, and it also helps them to model the revenue generation capacity. This factor can be used by the organization for course corrections by introducing various upsell and cross-sell strategies. We also have the customer lifetime value. With the customer lifetime value, we can measure the profits from your business from any given customer. Personally, I feel that the customer lifetime value is one of the most important metric for understanding your customers. It also helps you take important business decisions like sales, marketing, product development, customer support, and whatnot. The customer churn rate and the subscriber churn rate. Now, losing a customer is not good for any business. Losing customers is losing the revenue. If a company loses enough customers, it can have a serious impact on its bottom line. Now, one of the best reasons to have the subscription and recurring billing management is to keep a tab on what exactly is the customer churn rate and the subscriber churn rate going on, which will help you in overcoming any of the factors that may be responsible for customer losing out. Now, not just with the numbers, the subscription and recurring billing management comes with intuitive graphs that gives you a fair idea of how the organization is performing in terms of the MRR, the ARR, the average revenue per user, and also with the customer lifetime value. Now, our solution, the subscription and recurring billing management, keeps all these values right in front of you so that you are always on top of the numbers, thereby introducing various course correction activities to improve and better the bottom line of your company. So let's see how easy it is to work with the subscription and recurring billing management. Once installed, we can go ahead and we can have the products that the company intends to give it on a subscription basis. So for the demonstration purpose, I have added some of the products which iNogic offers. So let me go ahead and hit on one of the product. Now, one of the beautiful product that we have is Map My Relationships. Now, this product has a basic unit group, default price list set. However, the real crux lies in the subscription management tab. In the subscription management tab, we can define what kind of product is Map My Relationship. So whether it's an add-on product with the help of the flag, what will be the charge type, whether it will be a recurring or a one-time. Now, since I have set it as recurring, I have also introduced certain plans. Now, all these plans can be dependent on your business requirement. So let me just show you what exactly a plan has. So with the plan, we can select the product, we can have the currency. Now, this is an important parameter when it comes if your business caters to various geographies, especially international geographies, and you want to bill it in the local currencies. The next field is the bill every. So like I said, the subscription and recurring billing management allows the subscription to be billed even daily or monthly or a fortnightly. You just name the duration, and with the help of bill every and the interval field, we can configure it for any days. So let's take an example. Let's say I want to have a product which is billed on a fortnightly basis. So all I need to do is I'll go ahead with X days and I'll keep the interval to be 50. So every 15 days, the invoices can be generated. Our solution also supports almost all types of the pricing model. So whether your product has a flat fee or a per unit, tiered, volume, stair step, don't worry. Our solution has taken care of almost everything. Once the product and its plan are in place, we can go ahead and let's have an opportunity. So since we have worked with Map My Relation, let me show you how easy it is to create an opportunity with the subscription and recurring billing management. So let me just fill out a few details. So let's say these are interested in Map My Relationships. And our solution also takes care of the partner margins. So if you have a partner network and the partner is bringing in one of the customers for your product, the subscription and recurring billing management takes care with the help of these two fields, which is the bill to customer and the ship to customer. So for the demonstration purpose, let's assume that we have a partner whose name is Catalyst Technologies. So basically, they are the catalyst. They are responsible for bringing in the business, and they are looking out for their customer. Let's say Technotronics Innovations. So my bill to customer would be Catalyst Technologies. And the moment I select my bill to as Catalyst Technologies, you may have noticed that by default, a certain margin was applied to this Catalyst Technologies. Now, we can define multiple margin schedules as per your business requirement. And what I have done is I have associated a 10% margin schedule with the Catalyst Technologies. So let's go ahead. Let's fill in as the ship to customer is my Technotronics Innovation. Let me just save this. Once the basic information is filled, we'll go ahead and we'll also add a certain product line items. So let me hit to the product line items. Let me select the price list. Let's say I want this to be system calculated. And now I'll go ahead and add a product. So we have this quick create opportunity for the product. And one of the most important flags in this is the show subscription fields. Now, before I turn it on, you may have noticed this is normal fields that we see. However, the moment I turn this flag on, you will notice that the fields that are in relation with the subscription schedules, those are being visible now, whether it's the commitment period, whether it's the subscriber count, and so on. So this field is this flag is very important when it comes to the subscription schedules. So let me select one of our existing products, that's Map My Relationships. The unit would be auto populated, and let's go ahead for the plan. So you may have noticed that since I have selected Map My Relationships, the plans that are associated with Map My Relationships are then being displayed here. So let me select one of the plan. The next field is the commitment period. Now the commitment period is basically the tenure for the subscription. So for the demonstration, let's say that the Technotronics innovation is looking out for Map My Relationship for a year. So let me put it the commitment period as 12, and this is the bill every interval. So the bill every would be X months, and I have defined X to be 1 in that case. So it means that every month for 12 months, which is a year, the invoices would be generated. Let's hit in some subscriber count. And is it taxable? For simple demonstration, I'm saying let's keep it as no. And I'm ready to go. So let me just click on save and close. So once this is done, you may have noticed that we have the price that has been calculated. Now that's because we have defined all the pricing basis on the subscriber count in the plans while defining the product. Another interesting thing is a discount has been applied. Now this discount is basically the 10% margin schedule that was given to the partner, in this case the Catalyst Technologies. Now, once the product line items are ready, let me just click on save, and let's go ahead and let's follow the real world scenario where we need to generate the quote for the client. So let me go to the quotes tab. Let me hit on the new quote. So by the time the quote will be created, the values that we have fill in up till this point, whether it's my bill to customer, ship to customer, what was the margin schedule, all of them will be pre-populated in this quote itself. So here it is. Here we can see the bill to customer, the ship to customer, the margin schedule that has been applied, and so on. Now, let me go ahead and let me activate the quote. Now, once the quote has been activated, converting this quote into a subscription schedule is as easy as clicking this button. So at the top, you will notice a button convert to subscription schedule. The moment I click on this button, all the values that we had set up to this point will be available with the subscription schedule. So here it is. So here is my bill to customer, my ship to customer. What was the price list that was applied? What's the product that we are talking about? What's the subscription start date? What's the end date, and so on. Also, you will find a lot of extra information or extra things in the subscription details tab. With the subscription details, within the subscription details, we have the start date, we have the bill every month. Now, this field, the generate when field, is basically used whenever you want to generate the invoices. So depending upon your business requirements, we can set one of the two values here. So if your business requirement has the requirement in which the invoice needs to be generated on the due date, we'll go ahead and select current record as empty. However, if your business requirement states that you need to raise the invoice, let's say 5 days prior to the due date, we can go ahead, we can select the next option, which is the number of days before the next transaction date, and keep the generate days count as 5. So for the demonstration purpose, I'll keep it back to current record is empty, and you may have noticed that the field is then locked. Now, duration. This basically is the tenure again. So this has a current value of bill specified number, and since my commitment period was 12, the remaining invoices count over here is displayed as 12. Every time a new invoice is getting generated, the remaining invoice count will be decremented automatically. In case if the subscription is an endless subscription, something like a Netflix, till the time it just goes on, the invoices should be generated every month till the time the customer doesn't come to you and says, look, hey, we want to stop the subscription. You may select the no end date. With no end date, the remaining invoices count field will be again locked. So you go back and put it to the remaining invoices count is 12. Now, taking into consideration that once the invoice is generated, we need to send the reminders. So we can associate a reminder schedule. I'll touch base, I'll demonstrate both the reminder schedule and the delayed charge schedule in some time. But for simplicity, I'm just setting the values here as my email reminder and the delayed charge schedule to be, let's say, 5% monthly. Now, once this is done, let me just click on save. And this is how my subscription has been generated. Now, once the subscription is in place, let's say we want to go ahead and we want to generate some invoices. So all we need to do in case of generating the invoices, for the demonstration purpose, I'm using an ad hoc way of generating the invoice. So all I need to do is just click here, go to the flow, excuse me, and I need to click on this workflow. So generate document. So what happens once we click on generate document? This ad hoc way will run a workflow and it will generate the invoices. However, a more preferred way would be also automating the process of generating the invoice. Now, this can be easily achieved by creating a record for the workflow trigger entity, which will run the process to check the subscription schedule at a preferred time and having the next transaction date as today. So for the demonstration purpose, here is one of the workflow trigger which I have generated. So what it does, this workflow will be running every day at a time that has been specified by me. And what it will do is it will auto generate the document for all those schedules whose next transaction date is today. So let me just go back to my subscription schedule and let me hit on refresh. And here you may have noticed that we have the first invoice that has been generated. We also have the invoice that was generated right now is my current record. Since we have the duration of or the commitment of 12 months, every month, every time when the invoice is getting generated, all the invoices can be found here. And the current record specifies which is the current record that is being active. So once my invoice is generated, let's open the invoice. Let's see what are the values that are available with the invoices. So we have all the values which has the bill to customer, ship to customer, the margin schedule that was applied, the discount that was applied, and so on. So once the invoice is generated, ideally, it would be great if you can send a reminder to the customer stating that, hey, look, your invoice is being generated. Now, for the demonstration, I'm again using the ad hoc way. So all I need to do is just go and run a flow, generate the reminders. So what happens is once I apply this workflow, we have a reminder schedule that we had associated with the Technotronics Innovations schedule when I was setting up the under the subscription management. So what exactly a reminder schedule looks like? It looks something like this. So where we have an email reminder, this was basically the schedule which I had applied. And within this reminder schedule, I have just mentioned three rules. Now, this is just for the demonstration. We can configure it as per your business requirement. So let me just open one of the rules, and this rule basically is nothing but sending a email to the manager of my bill to customer with a copy of the invoice, and when it needs to be sent is determined by days. So days before the due comes, since I've kept it as 0, it means on the due date itself it will be sending the email. As per your business requirement, we can set the days before or the days after the due count. So let me go back to my invoice. Let me go back to the details, and here it is. So by the time I was explaining the reminder schedule, it actually performed all its job. So it has sent the invoice PDF to the customer. So once the once the reminder has been sent, we with subscription and recurring billing management, we can actually we have also used a third-party app in which we can also make the payments. So to perform that, all I need to do is just click here and go to back to the flow. And there is this make payment on the invoice. Now, just a note, this is a feature which is actually a third-party app. We have also taken the third-party app into consideration here. To perform this task, we need to once you have any third-party app of your choice, you may have to associate the credit card with the customer so that the payment can be processed. So let me just click on refresh. And here it is. So what basically happened over here is once the flow was triggered, we have the payments inside the payments. We have the payment entry over here. And if you just open the record, it will give you all the details, whether what kind of payment method was used, what is the reference number for it, and so on. Let me just take back. Let me go back to, and here you will also notice that by now the invoice records has been now, the status has been changed to read only, and the remaining amount, which was initially the $45, that is now back to 0. So that's how the payment can be integrated. However, just repeating once again, this has been done with the help of a third party app. Now, once the payment has been done, I think it's an end-to-end way in which we saw how we can create the opportunity, then generate the code, convert the code into the subscription schedule, and then start generating the invoices. However, in the real world, we also have a certain scenarios where we want to apply, let's say, a delayed charge. So for the demonstration purpose, I've already created a couple of schedules. Let me just open one of them and let me try to explain what exactly is happening. So we have this A-Datum Corporation who has, let's say, who has taken Kanban, one of another product available from the iNogix bouquet. So we had the start date, we have the end date, and we also have generated the invoice for it. So the invoice of around $600 is due, and let's imagine, unfortunately, the client has not cleared the dues. So we need to apply the delay charge. So to perform that, all I need to do is just run a flow. Let me open the invoice. So here we can see we have the $600 is the remaining amount. Let me just run a flow. let's say the generate delayed charge. So what happens is we have a delayed charge schedule. I have configured it as per for the demonstration purpose. This can be easily configured as per your business requirement, whether you want to apply it on a what is the frequency option, whether it's monthly or annually, what is the percentage that you want to apply, and so on. So to just give you a brief idea, let me open a record. So what it basically does is we have a delayed charge as a product with a percentage, and when this percentage will be applied. So days past the due count. So that's one in this case. So let me go back to my invoice. Let me try to refresh this. So as of now, we had this Kanban board for 600. Let me just refresh this. And there it is. Once I refresh, a delayed charge has been added to the invoice. So the remaining amount is now inclusive of the delayed charge. So that's how we can apply the delayed charges with the subscription and recurring billing management. Another interesting case that we regularly often feel in the real world is a customer comes to your company, he goes ahead and subscribes for a certain product, and after a certain duration he comes back to you stating that, you know what, I really like your product and now I want to increase the users. So that's where the proration comes into the picture. So we need to apply the charges on the pro rata basis. With subscription and recurring billing management, even that is easily possible. So for the demonstration purpose, I have one of the schedules, which is the Technotronics, and let's assume that they have gone ahead for one of our flagship product, which is Mapletics. So they have the subscriber count of 20, and the subscription has well started in way back in the month of January. We already have one of the invoices that has been generated. Now let's see what happens if I want to add the users. So they come back to us and say that, you know what, rather than 20 users, we want to have let's say we want to add 70 more users. So the process remains very easy. All I can do is I can have a quote. I've just pre-filled the values for the quote. So I have set the bill to customer, I have the ship to customer, and for adding the users, I'll go to the subscription management tab, and within this subscription schedule, I'll give the name of the subscription schedule in which I want to add the users. So here the name of the subscription schedule is Technotronics Mapletics. So let me go back to the quote under the subscription management. Let me just go ahead, Technotronics, and here it is, Technotronics Mapletics Pro. Let me just select it and save it. Going back to the summary, and now I'm going ahead and adding the product. So we have the same quick create. Let me just turn on the flag so that I can have the subscription related values. So they are looking out for Mapletics. Let me select a plan. Now here, if you notice, the commitment period is already locked and it has been kept to 0. The reason is very simple, because the subscription schedule is already in the action for 1 year and the invoice has been generated, and that's why the commitment period is shown as 0. However, if I scroll down, you will also notice that we have the existing subscriber count, which was 20, and let's say as per their requirement they want to add another 70 subscribers. Let me just select this to no. And once I decide the subscriber count to be 70, the next decision that I need to take is how am I going to apply the charges. Of course, that depends upon the request of the customer themselves. However, the subscription and recurring billing management comes with 4 different options. The first one is immediately, which means it can start on an immediate basis. The second one, which is more preferred, immediately but on a prorated basis. The next is they want to add the number of seats, the number of users, but not from this billing cycle. Once the billing cycle of the current schedule is ending, when they go for renewal, from that point they want to add a time. And the last one, the most interesting one, is custom. Now with custom, you can also take care of demand, something like let's say, since this schedule was started in the month of January, and they want to add 70 users, but not on an immediate basis. They want to start from, let's say, in the month of October or November. So we can select the date as per our requirement or the client's requirement, and from that point the invoices will be taking care of the added users. So let me switch it back to immediately on a proration basis, and let me click on save and close. So once we have all these values set up, all we need to again do is just click on activate code, and I guess you by now you must have guessed it. All we need to do is just click on convert to subscription. So once I click on convert to subscription, we'll be taken back to the same subscription schedule. It was Technotronics Mathematics Pro, and you will notice an interesting thing. So we are back with the Technotronics Mathematics Pro schedule, and the most important thing that probably you have observed already is the subscriber count. Now the subscriber count has been increased, so 70 users have been added, and not just that, corresponding invoices has also been generated. So this invoice with $680 is a small credit that was given for the unused amount, and a new invoice was generated. This is just because the negative currencies are not directly supported, so we have used the bracket system. So with that, it's so easy to generate or to even add the new users on a proration basis. Another feature that I want to explore is the trials. So every time when we have when we are in the subscription business, we come across this requirement that we are interested in the product, however we want to go ahead for a trial first. So with subscription and recurring billing management, all we need to do is just fill up a certain value. So let's say I'll take simple example over here. So let's say Adventure works for a certain product. Let's say another, click to clone. What's the plan that they are looking for? What's the subscriber count? Let's say 25. Now, the number of days is something that is dependent upon your business requirement. So with iNogic, we give a 15-day fully functional trial. So I'm just going ahead with 15. Start date, from which date they want to start, and click on save. So all they need to do once the user has undergone the experience of the trial and wants to convert it to subscription, it's again as simple as clicking on the convert to subscription button, and this free trial, which is free, will be converted into a paid subscription. So I'm pretty sure with all this, there might be some question that I'm even interested to know. With all the features that I displayed, what do you think? Which features will be most useful for your organization? So what I'm doing, I'm just going ahead and launching a small 30-second poll, and I request everyone to please cast your vote. So whether it's auto billing, whether it's auto tax calculation, proration, the reminder schedule, the margin schedule, the proration, right? Okay, the reminder schedule, the margin schedule, great, great. Auto billing, perfect, perfect. Auto billing, proration. So mostly it's all about yes. So I want to thank you for your vote, and I completely agree. When you have all these features lined up in front of you, it becomes mostly poised that we tend to select almost all the options. So auto billing, the proration, the reminder schedule, the margin schedule, everything goes beautifully when you have the subscription and recurring billing management taking care of all these parameters. Now, that pretty much sums up my part for the demonstration. So let me switch back to my PPT. Now, the subscription and recurring billing management is available for Microsoft Dynamics 365 v9.0 onwards, and it's also available on the Power Apps. And the deployment model would be both on premises as well as the Dynamics 365 online. Now, by now, I'm pretty much confident that even you want to get your hands on this solution. Now, the subscription and recurring billing management is available on both Microsoft App Source as well as on our website. You can visit our website www.inogic.com and download the solution from there as well. In any case, whether it's App Source or whether it's the website, you will get a 15-day fully functional trial. I insist you go ahead, download the application, get a complete hands-on this awesome solution. With that, I now open the floor for any questions that you may have. Requesting everyone to please use the chat window for sending the questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. So one of the questions that I have is, can we have a 90-day subscription? Oh, definitely yes. All we need to do is just select the interval to be 3 and set it to months. Bill every X months, and X would be the interval would be 3, and that would take care of your 90 days. I'm interested in the trial and okay, so I'm interested in the trial, and in case if you face any problem, please get in touch with us on crm@inogic.com, and we'll be happy to help. Perfect, perfect. So a big thank you. Thank you for attending the webinar. We thoroughly enjoyed presenting the subscription and recurring billing management to you, and we hope that you are equally intrigued and you also enjoyed the subscription and recurring billing management as well. Please go ahead, download the solution, and in case you face any issues, as always, please feel free to get in touch with us on crm@inogic.com. It's crm@inogic.com. Thank you. Bye bye and stay safe.